What's up, my people? What's up, my homies? What's up, my friends? I'm Gnarly Vato, and these are gnarly times. Well, today I'm gonna talk about Bonez, right? And the time I got into it with him at Murray's Park, with no word said, just on like Donkey Kong. He just said, "You ready?" And I was like, "Let's do it." You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Well, around this time, Bones was from VCP, right? And I had knew him since I was a kid. You know, somewhere down the line, his sister was with my cousin or something from Plainview. You know, and so he was like 2 years older than me. You know, so when I knew him, I was probably like 12. He was probably like 15 or something, 14. I'm not sure. Well, uh, maybe even a year older than me. But he used to hang around. You know, he was up on Game Young. He was tall, dark. Well, around this time, I used to cruise around, right? And with this fool in a Cadillac, purple Cadillac on 50, on what, 16s? I can't even remember the size of spokes, but it was nice. And we're cruising, right? There's three of us. And there's one fool I used to chill with named Fat Danny, right? And this fool, he's dark, dude. You know, he'd look at people crazy. And he used to try to look crazy because he had a scar all up on his face, right? And, excuse me, so he tried to like intimidate people. He got us in many fights. Well, at this time, we're cruising, right? Just cruising around Porterville, drinking, and I had what's called summertime, you know? And if anybody knows Murray Park, it's on the east side of Porterville, and it's, you know, a little hilly, have a pool there, you know, you could chill, had some ducks, feed the ducks. Well, right there we're cruising, right, just cruising around town, drinking, and we roll that way, up through the park, right there by the pool right before the pool, you know, right next to the pool, and, well, we roll up, and I see these fools. I'm like, dang. And I hadn't seen this fool since I was young, you know, about 5 years prior, 6 years prior. Well, he ended up being from this, you know, VCP, this other neighborhood, right? So, like I said, the other homeboy who killed my homeboy Nate, you're either with him or against him. You know what I'm saying? So, he knew me before he probably knew this fool, but, you know, because he was from the same gang, he didn't like me. You know, so like whatever. And I didn't really, I just kind of, you know, be a little intimidated by him, you know, because he's always be, and then when he dance, he'd be throwing one four, like that at the dances, you know. And so he was always one of them super cholos. Nah, I don't know. But anyways, this fool, we roll up, right, and I see him. He's with like 3 or 4 of these fools. And this other fool, Smokey, his brother was there, right, from the same neighborhood. Well, I knew him, and I don't know the other guy, but I just knew two out of 4. So we roll up. This fool, Smokey's brother, said what's up to me. You know, I said what's up. And we're not really homeboys, but we acknowledge each other. He's like a year younger than me, too. But at least he had that much respect. Like what's up? Anyways, I see Bones. I'm like, he's known as Boner, too. And I'm like, man, this fool, you know? I said, watch you start some shit. Well, this fool, Danny, right? We're there chilling, talking to these fools. And all this time, we're probably like 5 minutes talking to these fools. 10 minutes maybe. And I go, man, I need to take a piss. Right? And all this time, the fool Boner looking at me. He's taller than me. And he's like, so I start walking down the hill. You know, and it was like, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, but I had house shoes on, just cruising around, you know what I'm saying, and slingshot, just strolling. Anyway, I walked down the restroom, me and this fool Danny, and this fat Danny, this fool's like, hey, I think this fool want to get down with me. And I'm like, man, I doubt it. I said, don't even worry about it. He's like, this fool been mugging me this whole time. And I said, watch, don't even trip. He's like, why? I go, why? I think he wants a problem with me. He's like, for real? I go, watch, we'll see. So anyways, about time, me and Danny, I'm like, hey, those fools really up in it, or they shit start getting like they pumping, you know what I mean? Adrenaline starts flowing, like she's getting little butterflies, like, pump yourself up sometimes, like, all right, fool, you ready? And, in your mind. So I'm like, all right, you ready for this? And I've known him for, like I said, a while, right? So anyway, we're walking up the hill, back to the car, and the homeboy was driving. He was the only one posted there, right? Because he was a sober one. Anyway, he liked to watch his car too. But so we roll up, and his full Bonez, he had his shirt off. He's like, you ready? Woo woo. And I was like, yep. And I had a 40, right? My beer. And I like, let's do this. And I went and took a swig of my beer, set it down on the back of the trunk, took off my shirt, and like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And just boom, boom, just went for it. And, what did I get to lose besides an ass whooping? After a while, you're like, all right, all it will be is an ass whooping. This fool whoops my ass. But when there's a lot of fools around, you want to get the best, you know what I'm saying, of these fools. And a lot of times they drop you and they won't let you stomp you out. Well, back in the days, they would let you get up, whatever. But so we went and squared up. Boo, 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 boo. I just unleashed the fury. I was like, this fool want something? Let's do it, because after a while I was already getting in so many fights that I'm like, you upon some natural ice, you're like, and the time was right, let's do this. Well, anyways, boom, 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 and he caught me a few times, taller, trying to get in like Mike Tyson. But when this time right here, he slipped and grabbed his hand, like caught himself from falling, and I was coming at him, and just boom, literally caught him one of the best shots of it, because he was like on all fours almost, and boom, and he's like, you want to get down, you ready? It was like I knocked adrenaline in him, because it just caught him off guard. Even me too, I was kind of like, all right, and when he staggered and kind of get back up, and boom, 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 But it was like 2-3 rounds, and the homeboy, Smokey's brother, had to look at him and tell him, that's it, fool. You get no more, But it was like, he still wanted some, because that fool Bones, he'd always get beat up by fools, but still a brawl. He had balls, you know what I'm saying? He was about it. He was even, rumor had it, he got all, that's why a lot of these fools back then, they were doing crazy, they were involved in a lot of crimes, or, doing all this crazy shit. They were either coked out or tweaked out, and so you imagine trying to dodge fools who are plotting all the time on you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so once they said like that's it, it was put all our stuff back on. All right, shook the other homeboy's hand, and the Bones just looked at me like, next time, and it was like, and all the time, all that time, my homeboys were like, this fool's crazy. But when you rolling in that life or being around that, you always got to be being around people who are involved in violence and just angry. You know what I'm saying? Hood fools, you got to be ready at all times. To this day, I still look around. You know what I'm saying? PTSD, I think. But that's one of these tales when I get into the Bonez in Murray Park in Porterville, and had to show him that I wasn't no kid no more. I'm a man now, fool. You can't just run over me. Who do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gnarly vato. Nah. But that's a tale, one of the tales in my life, a gnarly tale in my life. Just straight up, no word said, just toe-to-toe brawling, you know. Well, take care and stay gnarly. I'm out.